Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a new type of video and I'm going to be doing mini reviews on a bunch of different products that I have been testing out for the past 3-ish weeks. And I have taken notes on all the products. I have my notes here in front of me. I have 13 different products and I'm super excited to tell you guys my thoughts on everything, and I think that's all. So let's just jump right into this video. The first thing that I want to talk about is my Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked. So I want to talk about the formula first. I have seen so many people use this. This is a very popular cream bronzer. And whenever I saw someone apply it, I was always under the impression that it was kind of like a stiffer formula, but that couldn't be further from the truth. This is such a creamy formula. It's so creamy and it blends out like an absolute dream. Even if you feel like you applied too much, you can get it to blend out really well. And it is just a great bronzer. It is a warm tone bronzer, so it isn't really contour-y. It truly is just a bronzer. And to apply this, I have found that my favorite application is with a sponge, and I just bounce the butt of the sponge into this and then bounce it on my face, and it is a beautiful application. The next thing is the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. Now this is also a really popular highlight and it is pretty creamy, but it doesn't wear for a super long time. It kind of fades. When you first put it on, it is so reflective. It is one of those blinding highlights, but if you really take your time and buff it in, you can get it to look a little less blinding, a little more toned down, a little more glow from within. And I love this highlight. It is marketed as a, I think, champagne highlight, but to me it is a little more pink. It's a little bit more of a pinky highlight, which I don't actually dislike because I have a large highlight collection and I think like one pink highlight besides this one. So I actually really enjoy this highlight. Next is another highlight, and this is the Jouer highlight in the shade Skinny Dip. Now this is completely opposite from the Benefit highlight in my opinion. It is a very soft formula. Like when you put your finger in it, it feels like you're touching butter or the softest translucent setting powder you have ever felt in your entire life. And the color is very different too. This is more of a rose gold color and it's not as reflective. It's more of like a true glow from within. For me right now, this is a little bit too dark, but I'm so excited for when I get a little bit more tan. I think it is going to look beautiful. So far, I have been really enjoying this as well. Then I picked up the Patrick Ta Monochrome Moment Blush in the shade She's Sincere because I have heard so many people rave about this. This is, I think, the third video I've talked about it in, and this is the third time I've said that it comes off a lot lighter on camera than it does in real life. This is a beautiful light coral shade. The formula is very satiny. It has a slight shimmer in it, but it's not a glitter. It's just like this sheen that makes your cheeks look alive and healthy when you apply it. And on first application, like the first layer of this blush that you do, it is very light, but it is so buildable. You can go in with a few different layers of the blush and build it up to a really gorgeous coral tone. Next, I want to talk about the Fresh Sugar Rosé Tinted Lip Treatment. This I actually got in the Sephora favorite set that I uploaded, and this is amazing. It is a kind of like a sheer pinky red color. It has not a super high shine to it. It is very low shine, but it's really moisturizing. It smells like rose, but it also smells super duper fruity. Now for the swatch, I'm going to go over it a few times just so you can kind of see the color. It warms up super nice to the warmth of your lips, and I really have been enjoying throwing this on even when I don't have any makeup on. That's how natural it looks. Next up is my e.l.f. monochrome stick. what is this called? I think it's just the monochrome stick. And I was under the impression that this was just a blush stick, but when applied, it is so sheer. The shade that I have is Glistening Peach, and it just doesn't really do it for me. The shade is really pretty, but when you swatch it, it doesn't really show up. It doesn't really do anything. It is just very like glittery, I guess, and I have found a way to make this work. I kind of use it as a blush topper and put it over a blush just to add some reflect if I want to look really glowy, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. It is also pretty oily and it doesn't have a lot of a peachy base color, and in my opinion it is pretty pink. Like, it's not super peachy. But in comparison to that one is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Stick in the shade Work, and this was a part of the Sephora birthday set, and I love this. It is such a pretty color. It is just a generic warm pink, but it doesn't have any shimmer in it. It is really glossy when you apply it. I don't know if you can see that it is pretty glossy, and it shows up a lot brighter on your skin than it does like in a swatch, but I think it is so beautiful. Out of the two cream blushes that I have, it is definitely my favorite one. Then I have the Iconic London Illuminator in the original shade, and it is a warm gold color, and it has a lot of brown base color to it. Not gold. Honestly, the only way I can think to describe the base color is brown. So for me right now, it is a little bit dark, but if you really sheer it out, just use a tiny bit. It can look okay, it can look nice. It is super reflective, as you can see in this swatch, but it feels very oily. Like, to the touch, it feels like it has an oil base to it, which is strange, and it's not completely off-putting, but it is kind of a strange texture for a liquid highlight. Then I have my RMS Beauty Uncover Up Concealer. I have the shade 11, and I have been loving on this. I've been using it almost every single day since I've gotten it. It is warm tone for me. It is light coverage. It is a little bit oily, but I feel that it is so moisturizing under the eyes, and it does crease a little bit, but if you set it down, it doesn't crease as much, and it's just a really good everyday concealer. That's what I've been using it for. Typically when I work, I will put on this concealer, set it down with a little bit of powder, mascara, brows, lips, and go. And then I have the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Light to Medium, and Sam Ravindal definitely made me buy this. It is a light peach color, but you can wear it by itself. You don't have to put a concealer over it. If you just want to cancel out some darker tones under your eyes, you can just put this on, blend it out really well, and it doesn't look like you have a peach corrector on. It looks like a really beautiful light coverage concealer. It is thicker than the RMS Uncover Up Concealer, but not by a lot. And while this is more oily, this is not. This feels a little bit creamier, a little less oily, but I will say that these are pretty similar in formula and coverage. Then I have my probably favorite things that I purchased, probably my favorite things that I'm reviewing in this video, and those are the two e.l.f. lip plumping glosses that I picked up. I have the shades Praline and Pink Sugar. This one looks like a clear gloss. In the tube, it looks like it is a gold glittery gloss, but every once in a while it catches the light perfectly, and you can see that it has this really intense pink shift to it. The pink shift definitely comes out a lot brighter on the lips when you apply it. And then the shade Praline is this really gorgeous, kind of deep, cool toned purpley brown shade, and this also looks really gorgeous alone on the lips. This I think looks best applied with a lip liner, maybe a nude lipstick, and then this you can just go right in and apply it by itself, and I think these are lovely. These are pretty minty and they are plumping, but they're not painful. They're not like Too Faced lip injection level. They aren't painful at all. They are just a little bit minty, but if you don't like mint and like the feeling of mint on your lips, you probably won't like these. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. It says that this is infused with peach and sweet fig cream. I'm going to make a really bold claim here and say that this has been restoring my faith in face primers. For the longest time, I thought that face primers were pointless. I thought that it was a marketing technique. I never found a primer that actually made a difference in the way that my makeup looked in a good way, prolonged the wear of my makeup, but this is so good. I thought that it was going to be a silicone primer, but it's not. It's a very odd gel formula, and it is cooling. It is called a cooling matte primer, and it is very cooling, and it does mattify the skin, but not so much that it flattens everything out. And it's just I think it's a good primer, and I don't know if it's so good that I would repurchase the full size of this when I run out of this mini that I got in the Sephora favorite set, but it is a good primer, and I think it has restored my faith in primers, which is such a bold claim to make. So this video has truly been a mini review video. I just did mini quick minute-long reviews of 13 different products, and I kind of like this style of video. I've actually already started taking notes on a second batch of makeup products, so I'm probably going to do this style of video again because I think it's really fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are all staying safe and staying healthy. I hope you will like this video and subscribe before you go, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!